Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another Master Duel video. Gonna be going over a couple matches, 5 in total, using our branded deck. Try to keep this intro short, and I'll post a deck list at the end since this video is already dragging on quite a bit. I'll probably put it in the description if anything. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Well, this first match is gonna be against White Forest. We are going second, unfortunately, which is not ideal, but we have a decent opening hand. We have some stuff that we can use to try to bait any negates. And going second, what we really want to do is just try to break their board as much as we can. So we're going to go ahead and try that. Let them go through their combo. So with our current hand, as soon as they pass to us, we'll be able to get Albaz into the hand. They're going to go into their level 8 Synchro. In this case, it's going to be Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. So they have 2 interruptions set up. Pass to us. We draw into Tragedy, use branded opening. Discard the Tragedy, activate Aluber to get branded fusion, and then Tragedy to get a Despia monster in hand. Branded in High Spirits, get rid of Golden Swordsoul so we can get an Albaz in the hand. This is going to help us break their board. And we can go into a fusion summon. And then to further break their board, we brought out Chaos Star. Since we have branded opening in the graveyard, we are protected from that effect. And now we can go ahead and activate our branded fusion. Hopefully no Ash Blossoms. It goes through. Perfect. Straight into Albion. We do have game right here, but we're going to go ahead and try to do the combo anyways, it looks like. And they ultimately end up scooping. Awesome. For this next match, we're going to be going against Voiceless. This is the first time I actually played against this deck, so I wasn't too familiar with how it worked. So we're just going to let them go ahead and do their combo. Can't really commentate on what they're doing. So they bring out Skull Guardian, 4,100 attack, pretty big tower. They added Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon to their hand and special summoned it. Odd Eyes is a pretty cool card. It's like an Omni Negate, I believe it can negate anything. What it does is it negates it, and then it sets itself back into the back row, and I think you can bring it back later. Branded opening, try to bait any interruptions. He goes for it and destroys the card. Well, actually, I don't know if he destroys it, but obviously we use the effect and then ends in the graveyard, which is okay for us since it protects our monsters. Cartesia effect, not much I could do right here except go into a Despian Tragedy and try to take down his monsters. Fortunately, Skull Guardian does negate that, but since we have protection, we survive this turn. Ideally, what you'd want to do is to get Quiritis in the graveyard so you can special summon an Albaz from the deck. And then that way you can just use Albaz effect and fuse with their field. Quiritis effect. And then we can fuse with their monsters. Albion effect. Get rid of Quiritis and Albaz in the graveyard. Come forth, Mirror Jade. So he does bring his Skull Guardian back. I was kind of surprised when this happened. And his Odd Eyes as well. So we go ahead and activate Mirror Jade effect. Titanic Clad to the graveyard so we can get an Albaz in the hand later. It brings out Relinquished. So I hope in the future they add more Relinquished cards. I think it's a pretty cool monster. One of my favorites from back in the day and watching the anime. Links into Little Knight, and then does get rid of our trap card we had set up. So we're gonna add everything back to our hand instead of setting it or special summoning. So the cool thing about Albaz is that if you have Elbow and Addis, you can go ahead and do that. If they have a dragon on their field. Cartesia on the board. Fortunately, she gets destroyed due to their trap. That's one interruption. Branded Fusion. Negated. So, fortunately, we got hit with a double interruption. But no big deal. We can go into battle phase. Pass turn to them. Kind of a disadvantage right now. No cards in hand. Our effects are used up. Probably could have sped it up right here, but I'll try to do that in future videos so we're not just sitting here. Does bring Skull Guardian back out. Activate Branded Regained effect to send a banished monster back into the deck, and we get a draw. Luckily we drew into Saronir. We can use Saronir effect to get it on the field and defense to protect our life points. Banish the Little Knight. Activate Mirror Jade. Now we do get negated, which is fine though, because at the end it gets destroyed and we can activate the board wipe effect. Activate board wipe, and I guess he was out of gas and just scooped. GG's. Okay, in this match we're going to be going against Dracotail. Dracotail's pretty good. It's really annoying if they get properly set up. It's pretty hard to go against. Use our Tearlaments cards to get a mill. We ended up getting our second copy in there. We could activate the graveyard effect to fusion summon. Go into Dust Dragon to toss a card from the deck to the graveyard. Do get impermed. Go straight into Brandon and High Spirits. Use it to get rid of Albion, the Shrouded Dragon, and then we're going to go ahead and go for Quem. So what you can do here is activate Albion Shrouded's graveyard effect to get Retribution in there, and then you can use Quem normal summon to get Branded Fusion. So even though he did disrupt us, we're still able to go through with our plan. The only thing that could really stop us right now would be probably Ash Blossom, which in this case he didn't have. Activate Albion effect. Since we had our Albion in the graveyard, we can use it. Go into Lubellion Searing. Activate for a cost. And then we can go straight into our Mirror Jade. And we can go ahead and continue the combo. Quem effect to bring another body onto the board just to protect our life points. Bystial Lubellion effect. Mirror Jade wanted to clear up the board. But now we can send Branded Lost, Titanic Clad, bring another monster. At this point I was just bringing them to protect my life points. So Branded Banishment, pretty neat. Sometimes it's better just to wait until they have a monster on the field, because then you actually can fuse with their monsters. And we can go ahead and continue our plan to go into Light and Darkness, Dragon Lord. And just toggle off, let them do their thing, and they scoop. Must have not had a lot of gas, or I don't know why he quit, but no big deal. Alright, so in this one we're going to be going against Cyber Dragon. Cyber Dragon's pretty cool. I used to play Cyber Dark Dragon back in the day when I first started playing Master Duel. I ended up getting 3 of the structure decks and made a little deck out of that. Took it to ranked. I think it got me to like probably gold 4 or 3 around there. After that, started struggling a bit. I think I ended up switching to Branded Despia. Our Branded Fusion did resolve. So that's kind of a misplay. I did use Retribution to get Branded Fusion back. Probably would have been better to keep it in the graveyard since we had Fusion Duplication there. Could have used it for another disruption on their turn. Mirror Jade on board. Swap out Albion for Lubellion so we can set Branded Loss. And then pass turn to them. Activate Branded Banishment. We're going to go into Light and Darkness Dragon. Get a Mercourier in hand, toggle off, and let him eat up the negates. He does end up recycling his card, and instead it only negates the activation. They're able to use it again. So at this point, we just gotta let them do their thing. Right now would have been a good time to have Branded Fusion in the graveyard, but you live and you learn. Try to get rid of their level 5 so they can bring out Nova, because then if they bring out Nova, they're going to go into Infinity. Fortunately, they played around it. They're going to do their thing. They're going to end up stealing our Mirror Jade. So, when I've played against Cyber Dragon decks, I haven't seen people use those cards. Usually they use the Clockwork Engine and then they go into the Therion card. So he's over here stealing all my cards. Quem effect, set Retribution. Get Banishment back. Saronir in hand, go straight into the Branded Fusion. So he negated the activation, but since we have Branded Lost, doesn't really affect us. Sanctifier Dragon's non-targetable, so we don't gotta worry about Infinity eating it up. And he scoops. Forgot to mention, I did speed up that last video, and I sped this one up again just so this video doesn't drag out too long. But we're going to go ahead and go play against Kashtira and some Fiendsmith. What a great combination to play against. Honestly, it's one of my least favorite decks to play against, Kashtira. Fiendsmith as well, if they get into Caesar, really annoying, especially when you're a deck that focuses on special summoning. Makes it really hard to do anything. He's got his negate up. He's gonna go into his Tearlaments combo. Kit Kalos. So from here, he's gonna bridge into his Fiendsmith line. For whatever reason, he didn't summon Shangri-Ira, whatever it's called, or a Rice Heart, which for us ended up being better in the long run. I'm not sure if he misplayed or what. Moon of the Close Heaven, going to Requiem. So I think he ended up misplaying, couldn't get the 2 level 6s on the board, or I'm not sure, maybe he had too many bodies. So he ended up going into a different monster, Lightless Shadow. Still not quite sure what that card does, haven't really read it. Trying to bait the negate. Takes the bait. It's gonna eat up our card. Albion Shrouded effect, send one to the graveyard. In this case, we chose Retribution. Normal summon Aluber effect. get our branded card in hand. I'm going to set duplication. Activate brand new fusion. I'm pretty sure, I bet he regrets negating the heavy storm. So in this case, the best thing to do would be go into a Dragoon so he can pop one and then take care of his monsters. Pretty much have game here. Dragoon effect, discard, negate. If I would have gone into Mirror Jade, wouldn't have been able to do that. Ends up scooping, thankfully. And there you go.